The importance of communication skills. Hi, and welcome to this video. In this video, I want to talk to you about the importance of communication skills. Communication skills make a whole world of difference in how you show up in the world and how satisfied you are with life and in life. And I don't say this lightly. Every day, we communicate with other human beings around us. And that includes our family, our spouse and partner, our friends, our peers, our coworkers and colleagues. Now that's a whole lot of people that we interact with on a daily basis. And if we don't know how to communicate and interact with them in ways that are mutually satisfying, then our life becomes restricted just a little bit each time our conversations break down. Just think about it. If your communication was skilled and effective, and your conversations productive, what would it mean for your career? Would you be able to get a promotion? Or a raise? How about more or fewer responsibilities? What would skilled conversations be like in meeting and finding your future spouse or partner? How about developing more satisfying relationships with your family, friends, and peers? How would your relationships with all the individuals in your life improve as a result of learning how to master your communication and conversation skills? In fact, without an emphasis on proper communication, on effective communication, our relationships with those individuals that surround our life become just a little bit less valued, perhaps even a little bit less important. So, if you want the relationships that you have to become stronger, strengthened, become important and filled with trust, then it is worth your effort to improve your communication skills. A lot of us, when we think about communication, we know that there is a verbal component to it, as well as a non-verbal component to it. The verbal component is quite obvious, isn't it? And I put that word, obvious, in quotation marks because in many cases, it's not obvious. Let me explain. According to research done, communication has been categorized into speech acts. One of the ideas of the speech acts is that anything we say in any language falls into one of 6 different classes of the speech acts. According to Wikipedia, speech acts are utterances that have performative function in language and communication. That's just a fancy way of saying the speech acts are the way we get things done. To me, the speech acts are kind of like linguistic kung fu. There are only a few moves, or speech acts, that when taken together as a whole, understood and practiced, can unleash a giant can of whoop-ass. Let me list the 6 speech acts for you. Requests, offers, promises/commitments, assertions, assessments, declarations. I explain these speech acts in other videos as part of my life coaching services and also in my online course, 3 Steps to Improve Your Communication Skills. If you're interested, I invite you to take a peek at the course and the videos on my YouTube channel. As a leadership life coach, one of the most important things that I work with my clients is the emphasis on developing effective communication skills. And I find that the best way to mastering communication and becoming an effective communicator is learning about the speech acts. Since there are only 6 speech acts, learning them all doesn't take much time. But understanding what part of the speech acts you're using in your everyday communication takes a bit more practice. Learning about the speech acts takes care of one portion of daily communication, which is the linguistic, intellectual portion. The other 2 parts of communication are the non-verbal communication skills, which I think tend to be overlooked. In my experience, with myself and with my clients, the non-verbal components are the skills that are critical to mastering conversations. So what do we have? Well, we've got the language, which is the speaking and verbal communication part. That's easy. And we also have the non-verbal bit, which is body language. There's also one more part that I want to mention, and that's the non-verbal skill of emotions. These 3 components of language, body, and emotion constitute the BEL model of communication that I use with my coaching clients. The L part is easy, and it stands for language and the 6 speech acts. The E stands for emotion, and the B stands for body. The importance of communication skills stands out when you realize the value of working with these 3 components. And so my work with my clients begins by learning about communication skills via language, the body, and emotion. But to actually understand all these components, we have to use our brain. We have to use our intelligence. The only way that we can share our emotions is through language. The only way that we can describe our physical posture and our physical disposition is through language. And that's why language and understanding communication in an intellectual way is at the heart of understanding how to become a more effective communicator. In my personal life, I've been practicing language, body, and emotions for the last few years. And I'll tell you what, I am still practicing and I still make mistakes. However, I am improving and the challenge has been invigorating. This is why I invite you to consider the importance of communication skills as a path toward mastery. It may take many months and years to get proficient at it. By practicing language, by practicing emotion, and by practicing the physical dispositions, I've learned to prevent misunderstandings with the people I interact with on a daily basis. For example, let me talk about the speech act of requests. Through practice, I've learned to become a better requester. I've learned to articulate very clearly what it is that I want from another person, whether it's a meal at a restaurant or watching a movie with friends and so on. Additionally, I've also learned through practice how I can actually declare satisfaction for my requests. This was possible because of the distinctions I made within my conversations and actually separate out language and categorize words and sentences into their respective speech acts. This skill alone helped me greatly with my peers, with my colleagues at work, and most importantly, with my family. I taught these skills to my clients and to my students, and they reported great successes in their conversations and communication with important people in their lives. My clients were able to prevent misunderstandings and strengthened relationships. Some also reported that they were able to relieve stress and increase the confidence they had in themselves. I hope you're able to see how very critical the importance of communication skills are. They cannot be overlooked. It begins with understanding the linguistic component of communication through the speech acts and further refined and honed through the nonverbal communication skills of body language and emotion. I hope this video has been helpful to you, and if you have any questions or comments, please don't hesitate to share them below. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care of yourself and have a beautiful day. Bye-bye for now.